Nike Lebron 17 low bread. Interesting. Now, I was super surprised by this sneaker. Surprised in many ways. Some ways which are a little bit embarrassing, and some ways which are a little bit sort of like as well. The embarrassing side of the thing is, you guys know that I'm new to this, and I'm kind of using my channel to delve deeper into sneakers and to look at sneakers in a way that I'd never looked at them before. If you're a regular watcher of my channel, you'll know that I had never owned a pair of Jordans before until last April when I bought these guys right here. Now, if we're talking of bread, you have to talk about these Bred 4s right here, because the Bred 4s are kind of the iconic Bred sneaker. And I bought my first pair of Jordans last year in April, and it was those Bred 4s right there, which I've only worn once because I'm too scared to wear them. And there's a whole thing about how I've never owned a pair of Jordans before. I had never owned a pair of Jordans before, and I'll throw that link up here in a minute. But do remember that links stay there for the duration of the video, not just for that little 5-second window when it's up there, so you can catch a link at the end of a video or later in the video. But I will go doing, there's a link to that video about why I had never owned a pair of Jordans before. And I shot that video more than a year ago, so it's kind of old, but it does explain sort of my history with sneakers and what I know about sneakers and where I've come from in terms of sneaker content, why I have a sneaker channel. And that's gotten us to this point right here today, where we're going to take a deeper look and especially compare to the high 17s, which I've reviewed tons of time for the channel. But here's my first time looking at the lows, and it's the Nike Lebron 17 low bread. This is a Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel, Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel des. Mainichi Absolute no de, Mainichi Media Aside. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneakers, sneaker reviews, and sneaker news. And today, what we're looking at is the LeBron 17 low bread. And I was super excited to see this because I was like, as I said, I'm not up to speed on my sneakers as much as other people out there. This is a growth thing for me, and this was the first, honestly, the first LeBron 17 low that I had seen. And I'm glad it's the first LeBron 17 low that I'd seen, because there was the Tune Squad, which is hopefully behind me now. And I was like, when I was researching these Breds lows, these LeBron 17 low Breds, I was like, what is that horrible sneaker? When I saw the Tune Squad one, I was like, eek, that's gross. What on earth? That's a 17? I love the LeBron 17 highs. I think they're a great sneaker. I think they'll turn out to be an iconic sneaker once you get past, into 20, 23, 25 and stuff like that in the LeBron line. People will look back on the 17 and be like, oh, that was a great sneaker, wasn't it? I think they're absolutely iconic. So when I looked at these and saw that this is what the low looks like, I was super nonplussed. I was confused. I was taken aback. I was like, what on earth is that? How can you have such an iconic high? All you have to do is cut the top part off and then you've got a beautiful low. But for some reason what they've done is they've cut the top part off, but then they've changed the entire sneaker. I don't see anything that's similar between this low and the high, except the outsole. And it's the outsole. I love the outsole of 17s. I think it's cool. I liken it to a skin. It's like a skin, and it's a beautiful, sleek outsole. You can see it's the same, or almost the same, between these lows and the highs. And that tells us that for sure this is a 17. I literally didn't believe what I was reading when I looked at these. I was literally like, this can't be a 17. It doesn't look anything like a 17. So I was totally blown away by that. But then I thought, well, you know what? I better look at them. Bred sneakers are close to my heart. I do love the Bred sneaker colorway. I do love my Bred 4s. They are just a beautiful sneaker. Worn them only once, man. That's terrible. Yeah, so when I saw Bred 17 lows, I was like, yeah, okay, let me have a look at those and take it, step by step, and look at all the detailing on there and see if there are, if they're as cool as their Big Brother highs, which they're not, because the Big Brother highs are awesome and these are frankly average. In fact, if you watch my content a lot, you'll know that I research sneakers a lot. You know, for example, let's chuck up the Harlem Fashion Row. There's a Harlem Fashion Row highs, LeBron 17 highs, my favorite LeBron 17 high so far. That link will be available at the end of the video if you want it, or now. It's a great sneaker. If you watch that video, or if you have watched that video, you'll know that I research my sneakers quite thoroughly before sitting down in front of the camera. I make notes on it and I think about it. And I was just like, the notes I made about these 17 lows were not very complimentary. I was just like super surprised that they're so different from their high big brothers. But still, let's have a look at them, look at the detailing on it. One of the cool places on it that I like is where they've got the bread kicking off real hard is on the lacing system, and you can see the eyelets are a kind of loop effect that the lace goes through and loops around, and I kind of like that, especially the red on black, which matches the red on black detailing on the tongue. My favorite, I think, element of these sneakers is the way that the swoosh is designed. If you look at it from afar, it looks like the swoosh is actually stitched on at regular intervals, and it would have a kind of loose effect to it. But then when you get in close, you can just see it's in the detailing, that the red detailing is detailed with the black kind of dash, which does make it look like it's kind of been sewn on or stitched onto the outside of the sneaker. And I kind of like it. I kind of like that detailing on there, and the red swoosh, where you've got a larger red swoosh on the lateral side, but then when you go around to the medial side, a smaller red swoosh, but both of them with that kind of dashed black detailing on there, which gives the hint or the idea that the swooshes are sewn on rather than placed on or adhered somehow to the top of the sneaker. So and it's kind of a cool effect. But then you're on the upper there and you look at the materials of the upper, and this was the really big letdown for me, because the uppers on 17 highs are fire, and I totally can't remember what they're called now. We had a big thing about this at the channel a few weeks ago when I realized that they weren't called battle knit, and it's like fly knit maybe. Oh, I haven't got that wrong, but whatever it is they're amazing. I had a pair of infrared 17 highs in hand recently, and I was like, wow, these are clean, and I just loved that upper. And then when I was looking at these 17 low breads, I was like, wow, that's really disappointing. A kind of mesh upper, and then you've got the lower half of the upper looks like it's leather, and kind of a perforated effect. I'll have to zoom in pretty hard behind me here for you to understand what I'm talking about, because that lower half of the upper is in that perforated leather, and I was just really taken aback by it. The blocking, the materials, the kind of the different materials side by side. I was just like, the 17 highs are so iconic, and these are just like meh. That's all I can say. It's just meh. There's no character about them, and all I can think to say is that when I was, like I said, researching these sneakers, all I could think was they're just a standard kind of sneaker that you'd kick around in. They're not. I wouldn't play basketball in these. I'm not a basketball player, but I'm assuming people out there wouldn't play basketball in these. They wouldn't give you the support that you'd need, I don't think. And they just look like a pair of sneakers that you'd have at the door, and you'd chuck them on to run down to the shop and pick up a carton of milk or something like that. So I was super disappointed in these. They really didn't do it for me at all. I know they've got that Air Max, air unit on the back, and then at the front half of the sneaker, is it React? I think they've got in there at the front half of the sneaker stuff. So they're ticking a lot of right boxes in those terms. But I mean, come on, the 17 highs are a phenomenal sneaker, really clean, really iconic, and then you come back with these as the lows. Very disappointing as far as I was concerned. That Tune Squad version, I was just like horrified by the furry swoosh on the side of there. And then these guys, I'm just sort of like, that's a plain sneaker. There's nothing special about it at all. So I might have that totally wrong though. You guys out there might be talking to the computer right now and saying, Butter, you've got it all wrong. There's really some fire in this. There's some real heat behind these 17 lows, but I'm just not seeing it. If you can help me out in the comments and let me know where I've gotten that wrong, please do. Like I said, I mean, I've been a constant fan of the 17 highs. There have been a couple of colorways that I didn't really get behind, like these, the James Gangs. I didn't really get behind the James Gangs gangs, to be honest. But most of them I did. There was the more than an athlete ones, like I said, the Harlem Fashion Row ones. There were the infrareds. There were the original ones that dropped with the kind of removed before flight, I think it says, or is it removed before launch on the back of them. I've reviewed tons and tons and tons of them. And there was the school one. Oh gosh, I Promise, I think it was called, that I really liked as well. So I do like the 17s very, very much, but the 17 lows, I don't know why they didn't just make them a smaller version of the highs and why they had to change it all up. But as far as, for me, they missed the boat. And then these bread colorways are usually iconic. This is just a black shoe with some red detailing. So there's a lot in there that I'm just not feeling. I don't feel the upper, don't feel the materials, don't feel the colorway, don't feel the silhouette in itself. So sorry Nike, sorry LeBron, sorry people who have run out and bought these because they love them very much. They're just not my thing, which is exactly what I said about the Jordan 5 Off-Whites. You can catch these links at the end of the video, remember. So that was just not my thing, and I even put it on the thumbnail down in the bottom corner, just not my thing. And that's the same about these Bred 17 lows. I just don't feel them. And these things happen. But that is my look at them in depth today. My first look at 17 lows. Like I said, I didn't catch those Toon Squads as they came by. So here I am catching the next ones, which is the Breds. You know, people out there like their sneakers, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who like these guys and mash it up with me in the comments down below. They're dropping on March 15th. So if you are looking set to get your hands on a pair, they'll be out real soon. And you know, do it. If this is your sneaker, if you're like, yeah, I want those bad boys, go ahead and grab them and don't listen to what I have to say about them, or listen to what I have to say about them and grab them anyway. For now though, it's time to sign off. Just a reminder that yes, I am aware that the coronavirus is sweeping the globe and causing havoc and problems out there, but I leave that out of my videos and I take care of that live first thing in the morning, whereas this sneaker content drops at 7 p.m. in the evening, Japan time, every single day. So if you want to check out what I have to say about what it's like to live in Japan with this coronavirus going on, check out those live videos. But for now, it's time for me to toss up that last link, which will activate all the other links that have been throughout this video, and you can check out any of them. But this here is that link I always do at the end. Is the playlist of the rarest sneakers in the world in hand. So if you're into your sneakers and you want to see rare sneakers, check out that playlist there. But also that, you know, clicking on that will show you all the other links that have been throughout this video as well. So click on any one of those two. For now though, time for me to sign off and thank you guys for checking out my content. But as I do this every single day, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.